Let's give it up for Mr. Troy Perlowitz. Thanks for the winner yesterday.
I can't believe Marcus Mariota blew it. What's up with that?
This is why I deserve to lose, because I decided on either way to bet Marcus Mariota props. So that was for me. That's my problem. But you did great. What are the big hockey storylines going on? Update people like me who aren't very in the loop.
So today is a very special day at the NHL. All 32 teams are playing. So there are 16 games in the NHL. It's only the sixth 16 game slate in NHL history, which is really cool. I was actually at ESPN for the first, and I remember the conversations were like, oh, we need a red zone equivalent on the NHL side. So they came up with this pretty great idea to have all teams play with 15-minute staggered start time. So you get basically 7 hours of free hockey that could be commercial free. And it's really worked out really well. It's been really great for the league in terms of marketing. And so all of your favorite players, all of your favorite teams, they're definitely playing tonight because every team's in action.
I love it. And I know that all of them in the chat. Pearl, Mark says. Everybody very happy to have you on here on the show. We've got some hockey plays already for some people. First question, Jay Main wants to know what you think about Carolina-Vegas Knights game going over their total.
Well, those are two teams that are very good offensively. I'm a little worried. I'd probably go under in that game. I'm a little worried about Vegas. They haven't looked great since the Mark Stone injury in terms of offensively. They've had to jumble up their lines. Carolina coming back home after a long Western Coast road trip. They have goaltending issues. They've had that for a while. Carolina plays this unique style of hockey where they shoot from everywhere on the ice and they stop shots on goal from everywhere on the ice and just think that if they have the highest shot differential, they can win most of their games. That's usually how they do. It's been a very successful regular season strategy for them.
How about the first period?
First period over. Maybe. I wouldn't like that either, to tell you the truth. I'd probably go under also. I think you're going to see two teams. Yeah, I think you're going to see two teams. They're not very familiar with each other, right? One's from the West, one's from the East. They don't play very often. Those games usually have like a feeling out process early in the game. So I wouldn't do the first period over, and I wouldn't do over for the game either.
Let's see what you would do for tonight. So we've got I always do this wrong. There we go. Pearls of Wisdom. And we've got 5 different plays for this large slate from Troy, starting with Detroit. Dylan Larkin under his shots on goal. We love a sharp under. They're going up against St. Louis tonight. How come we're going under shots on goal?
So this is very matchup dependent. Dylan Larkin is off to a really great start for the Red Wings. He leads them in goals and points. He's been phenomenal, but this is pretty much a bad matchup for Larkin playing against the Blues. The Blues play a style where they limit shot quantity, and Larkin's their biggest shooter. So the prop market is telling you that he should be over 2.5 shots. I like it under. St. Louis played last night. They lost. They got pretty much embarrassed on the road in Pittsburgh. Coming now they get to host the Red Wings. These two teams played over the weekend. Larkin was held to 1 shot in that game. I just think all the trends kind of favor going under.
Okay, we like a sharp under. The rest are overs. So Connor Bedard over 1.5 points. Why is this so close to 3-1?
Yeah, good question. I don't know. I looked at the value too. Here's the thing. Connor Bedard struggled last season, and I think a lot of people have been comparing him to Macklin Celebrini, who was the number 1 pick after Connor Bedard, and has been looking at Celebrini go off. Right, he's the number 1 star in the NHL this week. He's got 4 goals or 5 goals already. 4 of them came last week. And maybe kind of dismissing Bedard as this player who I hate the bust label, but they're kind of throwing that at him. I just think he's has 8 points in his last 8 games. He's top 10 in the league in terms of ice time. He's Chicago's best player by far. This is also a good matchup. He's going against the Ottawa Senators, who also played last night and have scored 14 goals in the last 2 games. So they're hot. Maybe there's a little bit of reverse bounce back appeal for the Senators. So Bedard's been playing really well. The trends are up. He's shooting more. Some of his underlying numbers have been really good and encouraging. He's faster than he was last season. Again, he's shooting more from everywhere. His shot's a little bit harder than it was last year. So I'm really high on Bedard. Maybe that's why the value is so good, but I'm taking it. I think he finds the score sheet not once, but twice tonight.
Ooh, okay. I like the plus 260. This one makes more sense. Markstrom over 25.5 saves at minus 115. Someone did ask in the chat, actually, if you liked any saves props. Why are we going with the over on saves?
So I really like this one. Markstrom, by the way, has missed the last 6 games, so he's coming back from injury. The Devils and the Colorado Avalanche played over the weekend. They played on Sunday, and the game was really great. It went to overtime. The Devils won for their 8th straight win. So Markstrom's returning from injury. He's coming right back to the hottest team in the league right now. The thing about the Colorado Avalanche is they're number 2 in the league in terms of shots per game. But the last 8 games, they average over 35 shots. And the last 3 home games, they're averaging 41 shots per game. So Colorado shoots. I don't know if Markstrom is going to be able to win the game for the Devils. That's a really tough matchup to come back from injury from when you're facing Nathan McKinnon, Cal McCarr, and Martin Necas, and all the firepower that Colorado could throw at you. But I like that number. I like 25.5, and I think that's good value. So I'm going over his shot prop there, or save prop there.
Oh, okay. I like the over on saves, and it doesn't worry you about coming off injury.
No, not entirely. I think they held him out. He dressed as the backup over the weekend, so that tells me that he was healthy enough to play. Right, you're 1 shot away or 1 injury away from entering the game. So it scares me a little bit in terms of his performance. But I think this is a game. It's early in the season. I don't think he's going to get pulled. Let's say he gives up 4 goals in the first 2 periods. I don't think this is a game where you pull him. This is a game where he has a long runway, and that's why I kind of favor the over.
A lot of people are liking the Devils in the chat today. How much does that make you like the Devils too?
Yeah, they're hot right now. Jack Hughes is proving that he's definitely a top 10 player, maybe even a top 5 player in this league. He's really good, and he has really great chemistry with Jesper Bratt. The Devils' power play has been really maybe even too good, maybe a little bit unsustainable in terms of later on in the season. But the Devils have been a really great team. We talked about them last week. I think they're primed to win that division, a Metro division that's kind of down right now. So I really like the Devils long term. I don't expect them to win every game, but the 8-game winning streak is definitely a trend.
Devils are on fire. Matt Boldy, you think is going to be on fire, at least taking shots on goal, plus 105 against the Winnipeg Jets. He's on the Minnesota Wild. Boldy, why is he going to be on fire?
So something that has nothing to do with props, but Minnesota's going to be rocking these cool retro jerseys in this game.
Okay, we love that.
They're as a child of the 90s. I just love it. It's the Wild franchise was born in 2000, and they're going back to the first jerseys they ever had. It looks really, really cool. If anyone wants to log on to NHL.com and check that out.
So we needed a little bit of action.
Yeah, there's awesome. So but Boldy's a great play. He got taken off the first line with Kirill Kaprizov, so he's no longer playing with him at even strength. But that just makes him shoot more. He's averaging over 9.5 shot attempts per game. He's second in the league in shots on goal behind Nathan McKinnon. And what I really like about this play is that they're playing the Winnipeg Jets tonight. They're the 3rd most penalized team in the NHL, and Minnesota's power play they average more shots per 2 minutes on the power play than any team. So, and Matt Boldy's a big part of that. He plays on that wing side, and he just takes one-timers, usually on the power play. So I really like his shot. I really like him to go over 3.5 shots tonight. And if there's any points or goals props there that interest you on Boldy, I'd probably take them.
Then we've got an anytime goal scorer, JT Miller at plus 225, New York Rangers. They're getting the Vancouver Canucks. And then we've also have questions in the chat about an under, who you like in that matchup. Where are we going here?
I'd probably go over. So the Rangers have lost 6 of 7, and things have looked pretty bleak. They're coming off probably their worst performance of the year when they played Calgary on Sunday night and lost 5-1. I still agree that the Rangers have so much bounce back appeal. They're generating a lot of scoring chances and just not putting the puck in the net. So I'm going to give you the over in that game. The other thing that also sticks out to me is that Vancouver's best player, and maybe unarguably their best defenseman, but probably their best player, Quinn Hughes, is going to miss the game. His second straight game he is going to miss with a lower body injury. That makes me think that there might be some scoring opportunities. And the Rangers they're going to play their backup goalie, Jonathan Quick, tonight. The Rangers have not, like I mentioned on Sunday, they were pretty awful defensively. So I do like the over in that game. But JT Miller's anytime goal prop. JT Miller, for those who don't know, played parts of the last 6 seasons in Vancouver. Was a really key player, averaged over a point per game. His only 100-point regular season came with the Vancouver Canucks, and now he's the Rangers captain, so there's emotional appeal. But there's also some underlying stats appeal to JT Miller. He leads the Rangers in high danger shots on goal, so he's getting to the net. He's bound to put one in, and tonight is as good as one as any for the Rangers captain to get that team going.
They need some kind of offensive production. I know my friends are definitely pissed off about the way that those Rangers have started. I'm trying to look at some of these. Let's see at the chat what anybody else has to say before I let you go. Kings money line, Mark says. Mammoth, I'm seeing a lot of in the chat. Anything on any of those two?
Yeah, well, the Mammoth we're really interested in. We want to write about the Mammoth, to tell you the truth, at NHL.com. We kind of need them to win tonight, so I'll be rooting for that. Their offense is so good. Their top six might be one of the best in the league. Nick Schmaltz is a player that not a lot of people know, kind of under the radar. He's tied for the league in the NHL with 16 points. So I love the Mammoth. I hope they keep winning, to be quite honest. The Kings money line is an interesting one. They're playing the Sharks tonight in the last game of the evening. It's 11 o'clock start evening time. So that Dodgers Blue Jays World Series game got us warmed up for what might be a long night in the NHL tonight. They're going against a really, really young and offensive firepower driven San Jose Sharks team. LA plays this system again. They kind of limit you in terms of shot quality. So that my play might be to go under in that game as opposed to a money line pick. But the Kings are they're kind of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of team. Sometimes they play really well offensively. Sometimes they play really poor offensively. So it's kind of tough to bet them.
How about any underdogs tonight that could be on upset watch?
I haven't looked at the slate. Do you have a term who is an underdog or who's not? Let me.
Let's see.
No one stuck out to me when I first looked at this.
I know. I could pull them up, and then let's do a live look.
So how are the Ducks? The Ducks are an underdog, right? The Ducks are playing the Panthers.
Let's take a look. I'm gonna put up the odds right now, and let's take a look at the board and see, just on glance, who stands out to you when it comes to the hockey board tonight. So Calgary, Pens, Vegas, Columbus, slight dog. Anaheim.
Yeah, I'd stop there. I think Anaheim. So the Panthers are going to be. Everyone knows about. They've really struggled with injuries at the start of the season. Alexander Barkov, their captain, is out. Matthew Tkachuk is out. And they've just been. Brad Marchand is also a late out in terms of he's going to be out with a personal reason. So that Florida is they've really hit that injury bug part of their season, and the Ducks are this up and coming upstart team. They're off to a great start, like we've talked about before. They're young and fun. So they're a really good team. They're a team I'd like to watch. They're under the off-ice storylines there is Joel Quenneville used to coach the Panthers, and now he's returned to the bench. He's now coaching the Ducks. So there might be some emotional appeal behind the bench to betting on the Ducks.
Ooh, okay. I like it. I love any kind of dogs, and we've got some good value on the board as well, as Troy gave us some of his pearls of wisdom. So we've got the Dylan Larkin under shots on goal, Connor Bedard over 1.5 points, Markstrom over saves, Boldy over shots on goal, and JT Miller anytime goal scorer. Troy Perlowitz, where can everybody find your work, and what are you up to these days?
You can find us at NHL Fantasy. I'm at Troy_Pearl. We're producing a lot of great content, fantasy related and also advanced stats related. If you check out NHL.com/edge, we just redesigned the advanced stats site that the NHL offers, and really cool things. You could do player comparisons. You could find out who had the hardest shot in your game last night, who scored the goals from right in front of the net, where goalies are making saves, where they're giving up a lot of goals, anything you could ever think of. Log on to nhl.com/edge.
You're the best. Thank you so much, Troy, for coming on. And I know it was last minute. We appreciate you and all of your insights.